All right, so I have two power supplies. One for the streaming side, which is the Vantex Revolt X. It came from my Pyramid PC that I was using for streaming. The new one I have is the Corsair RM1000E. This is gonna go for my gaming side, the right side of the desk. And I'm actually gonna be using custom cables. So for the streaming side, you can kind of guess the theme with the orange and blue, with a little hint of gold to match the RAM sticks. And then for the gaming side, like I said, you can kind of guess the theme for this one. And the same thing with a little bit of gold represents, you already know, that special aura. Now, I don't know if I end up getting too long of cables. The length of the cable might be too long. I went kind of rather to have than not, you know, have them short. But like I said, there's some good cable management spots. Let me show you. I just want to kind of test put it inside the case. Look how long these cables are. Like it's gonna be okay. I'm gonna make it work, but yeah, I calculated the length of the cables wrong. But it's gonna look so good afterwards. All right, so I already put the Vegeta theme cables on the Corsair. Now I need to put the Goku themed on the Vantex. Just making sure, because I didn't hear a snap on that first cable. Looks good. All right, so I got the power supplies installed on each side. Like I said, it does have some cable management spots, especially these trays here. So let's go over this. That I actually have to have a little cleaner look. But as you can see, the gaming side has the Vegeta colorway, and the streaming side is gonna have the Goku colorway. Okay, so I'm starting to get everything prepared. So in these two spots will go the radiators and the fans for the cooling, and also is gonna be the res pump combo, the distro plate that I actually got from Alpha Cool. It's all gonna go right here. So let me go prep these right now. This is the EK Flow 360 mil. I have two of these. One for the streaming side and one for the gaming side. So what I'm gonna do is gonna install the fans on this, and then I'm going to install the Alpha Cool distro plate for both of them. Let's start off by installing some more fans together, the D30s. This time it's the regular and not the reverse, because it's gonna be intaking from the side. All right, so this is the EK water block X-Flow 360 mil. I have two of these, one for the left and the right side being the gaming side, the left side being the streaming side. I'm gonna go on and install the D30 fans on both of the radiators, which they're gonna be used as intake as well. These are the regular instead of the reverse, because it's not gonna be seen, so it really didn't matter, because it's gonna be installed like this. So it really doesn't matter if I would have found the regular or the reverse. It was hard to actually find a lot of the reverse fans. It was out of stock for a while, so I decided to just get some regular ones instead. Let me go and install these on the radiator, and then I'm gonna move them to the disc. All right, so I got it on this plate. I actually gotta put these screws through, and hopefully I got them in right. All right, got both of the radiators installed. I actually put some of the the adapters to hold the Alpha Cool distro plate on this one, just to kind of give it a test run. But it's looking good. The thing about the X-Flow is both sides here can either be intake or out, but it's not like normal radiators where it's intake out or intake out. So either I'm going to make this one an intake or this one an intake, or make this one the out and out. So I can flip flop between two. I can have in and then out, or I can have in and then out, or in and then out. This right here is the Gigabit 5080. It's already water blocked. This is going on the streaming side. It's already water blocked, came factory water blocked. So it kind of takes the fun out of my whole building the water cool setup. So on the gaming side, I'm deciding to actually water block another 5080. The Asus TUF OC. The presentation, nice. Man, this card is humongous. I'm like, compared to the size of the water block, this is the water block that I'm actually gonna be using. It's the EK Vector. It's a pretty big size, but the girth of this card is humongous. This card to be this dang big, it is extremely light though. Good thing about it, like I said, this card is super light. It's built well, just real thick, like a 4-slot card. All right, let me get my my fix-it tray. Move this through here. I'm gonna try to keep it in the same order because I'm just gonna put it right back in. Just screw here, screw here, screw here. And these are actually spring loaded, so I need to make sure the spring don't pop out. These 4 screws here, kind of do it in a star pattern, that way don't mess up the back of the retention bracket. I'm trying to keep all the screws in one place. So put this right here. And it should be screws here to remove. Look like I'm only removing 3 screws in this. These 2 right here. And 1 more screw, and it's this one here. Should be able to just pop this out. And I think that's the only cables to remove. And this should come right off. And this should go right off. What I'm gonna do is transfer all the thermal pads to the original spot, just in case if I ever want to put this back together, it'll be a lot easier. I ain't gonna lie, it didn't have too much thermal paste on here. Not even when you look here, it really wasn't that much thermal paste. All right, it's 2 more screws holding this down, and it's one right here. If you can see it, let's make sure. There's one right here, and then there's another one right here. Here and here. And it should come right off. All right, now I just gotta put everything back in place. That way it's easier for me to remember exactly where everything went. If it ever comes to me taking this, you know, putting it back together for any other reasons. So the easiest ones to remember is these right here, the one with the springs. Back with still the wrapper on. And like I said, I had these 3 screws that came from back of a motherboard. All right, this is the water block that I'm going with for this build. It's gonna be the EK Vector 3 water block for the 5080 Asus Tough. So the first thing I know I gotta do is actually flip it up, unscrew it. Now, these are captive screws, so you don't have to actually remove them from the back plate. In fact, it tells you in the instruction, don't remove the screws. I actually like that design when anything have captive screws, because, you know, a screw can pop off and you can misplace it. Wait, is that magnetic? Oh, it's not. I thought it was magnetic at first. And you see the little orange pieces, these actually supposed to come off. It actually says make sure you remove these ahead of time. They just slide off. Gonna lie, EK actually did right this time. This stuff, I have water cooled a bunch of different graphics cards using their blocks. This time is probably the only time they actually pre-cut every thermal pad. All right, so look like the first one I have to put on are the thermal pads for the VRAM. So one's gonna go right here and one's gonna go right here. Then it's a thermal pad, another one for the VRAM, which is here. All right, so I gotta retract my last statement. I am gonna have to do some cutting. These right here are the right size, but these I actually have to cut, especially like you see these little circles right here. I actually gotta put thermal pads in each of these spots. All right, let's start off with the easiest ones, which is this one. Is there anything? Yeah, you gotta remove it on both sides. Like I said, the easiest ones first. I made a mistake. This one right here does not go right there. I didn't realize that. The next I'm gonna cut this one to size. So you just look at the grooves where it's at, right there. Cut the size. And just place it right here. And let me do the same thing for right here. All right. So I believe I got all the thermal pads on now. For this side, I do need to clean the thermal paste off of here. I do need to clean the thermal paste off of this. All right, got the thermal paste on. Now I'm gonna put it on the block. All right, so I placed the PCB on the front plate of the water block. Now I just need to screw everything down. I did have to go back and get this retention bracket that I actually put back on the original casing of this graphics card, because I actually got to reuse it. Did not know until I read the instructions. So you just kind of just end up screwing it down here. And of course you want to do it in a star pattern, that way it'll be even pressure. Let me see, it's saying to put a screw here with a washer. And it's a M4, oh, like an M2.5 by 4 screw. It's the smallest screw they actually give you, and then it's one right here. So that original piece that I put last time, this right here. I thought it would be for the front of GPU. I don't know what I was thinking. I forgot this where the thermal paste go. I actually got to cut this in half and stack it three high for where the connector is. So the connector right here, I know on the original PCB, it was actually one that was stacked right here, I guess, to dissipate the heat from when you actually hook up the connector to the new 12 volt power. And then 3. All right. So then I'm just gonna place this down like that. Just screw each one down. And it's done. Fully water blocked. And ready to go in the system. Looks pretty good. All right, so now I need to put all the graphics cards on both of the motherboards. So on the streaming side, I am going to be using the Gigabit 5080 Extreme. This one right here. I gotta remove this one here. This one here, it's a 2-slot card. All right, let me drop it in right quick. Line it up. All right, I heard it click. All right, streaming side in. Let me do the gaming side now. All right, this is the Asus 5080. It's finna go in the gaming side. Latches on perfectly. All right, so both of the graphics cards are installed, and so now I got to do cable management, and then I'm going to install the radiators and the distro plate. All right, here's a quick look on how it's going to be. Still got a lot of cable management to do. Like I said, I made the cables extra long. That's my problem. But it's looking good. All right, so I'm gonna tell you about some things I wish I would have changed. So these Alpha Cool distro plates, 360. I wish I would have got the 240s. I'm not gonna lie. Would have made it a lot easier. I would have been able to put it right here and made my runs look even better. So yeah, that's one of the things I would have changed. The second thing I would have changed is the radiators. The 2 radiators that I have is the X-Flow. I wish I would have got the standard, because it would have made it a lot easier. But all in all, this is looking good. It's looking great. Let me know what y'all think. Make sure y'all like and subscribe for the last part of this video. Finale, I believe. Should be able to do benchmarks and all testings. But all in all, this is looking good. I just need to do a lot of more cable management and get ready to do bending of the tubes. So stand by.